Welcome to the Flow Tao Salon. Today, we are dissecting the Dentsu 2026 Media Trends Report, Human Truths in the Algorithmic Era. Uncertainty has become the baseline. Platforms update daily. Algorithms rewrite the rules of engagement overnight. And the rise of zero-click searches means answers often appear directly in the interface, bypassing brand websites entirely. This flowchart tracks a structural shift. Notice arrows moving from manual targeting into automated systems, like Meta's Advantage Plus and Google's PMax. Audience definition has moved from marketer to machine. Platforms observe live behaviors to predict who will react in that exact moment. When the who and where of ad delivery are handled by a black box, the marketer's influence over the system reaches a limit. To drive growth in this environment, brands have to look at the one variable the algorithm doesn't rewrite: the stable underlying logic of how humans make choices and build trust. As the digital world grows more overwhelming, people are seeking ways to reduce the burden of choice. They are increasingly comfortable delegating their decision-making process to automated systems. This is the rise of agentic search. Tools like Perplexity's Comet browser can actively curate information, compare different products, and finalize answers for the user without them ever needing to click a traditional search result. This necessitates a transition from SEO to SXO, search experience optimization. Brands must now structure their data and content specifically so large language models can parse the information and accurately represent the brand in AI-generated summaries. However, high-speed efficiency can feel clinical. To build a lasting connection, brands should intentionally design friction, moments of emotional engagement or calculated delays that invite the user to participate rather than just receive a result. In a world where AI filters the options, a brand's success depends on being technically legible to the system while maintaining a distinct, recognizable human warmth for the consumer. As information scales and deepfakes make it harder to distinguish what's real, people are returning to a primitive instinct, relying on human-to-human validation to verify the truth. Influence is no longer a top-down broadcast. Today, communities dictate the narrative, deciding which brands are authentic and which are worthy of trust based on peer-to-peer interactions. This drive for connection is why streaming platforms are investing heavily in live events. Even in an era of on-demand content, the stadium experience remains a powerful driver of engagement because it forces a mass audience to feel the same emotions simultaneously. Dentsu refers to this as creating shared memories. When an audience synchronizes their emotions, whether it's excitement or tension, it creates a deep cognitive imprint that individual viewing can rarely match. Effective strategy moves beyond simple sponsorship for exposure. It requires embedding a brand into these collective moments where memories are actually being formed. Screen time is reaching record levels, yet our attention to traditional advertising is being compressed into smaller and smaller windows. As Howard Luck Gossage famously noted, people don't read ads, they read what interests them. This fragmentation is visualized here. The icons flying past these screens represent brief algorithmic exposures. In a saturated media environment, being seen for a few seconds on a scroll rarely translates into the brand being understood or remembered. Research indicates that long-term sales are driven by long-term attention. A single instance of effective, sustained engagement can yield a 6.62% increase in sales over 3 years, far outperforming the impact of repeated, fragmented views. This chart of the Taiwanese market shows that while connected TV offers high focus, the right side chart reveals a challenge. Most viewers on these platforms are using paid tiers like Netflix or Disney Plus, where ads are often restricted or entirely absent. This creates a barrier. The most attentive and high-value audiences are frequently the ones most effectively walled off from traditional commercial placements. To reach these viewers, brands are turning to entertainment as a Trojan horse. By integrating into anime, sports documentaries, or virtual worlds like GTA, a brand can stop being a distraction and start being part of the content the audience actually wants to watch. The path forward involves moving away from the hunt for the latest algorithm hack. Instead, long-term strategy should be anchored to the unchangeable human desires for simplicity, social proof, and genuine entertainment. In 2026, media is not just a tool for buying reach, It is a mechanism to intervene at the specific moments when human behavior is most influenced by emotion and memory. Success in an AI-driven market requires looking past the technical settings of a dashboard and focusing on the underlying human behaviors that dictate how people actually make choices. Understanding our timeless nature is the only way to remain effective as technology continues its rapid iteration. Thank you for joining this session of the Flow Tao Salon. 陶醉沙龙，马年兴隆。